situation and gets you away from the default rules of the Business Corporations Act. That act, those laws, apply to all corporations, even Microsoft Canada. So obviously there's a difference between companies, and we need to deal with that in the unanimous shareholders agreement. They often provide for loans and finances, and they might even obligate someone to provide money. So if Bob and I and Sam are going to get together, the deal might be we each take 30%, but I'm supposed to contribute $30,000 in an interest-free loan for 2 years, and Sam's got to contribute full-time effort, and Bob's going to do something else. So all of that can be laid out in the USA. We can have provisions for cash calls where, again, if the company's run out of money, maybe I'm thinking, well, I don't want to contribute anymore. I'm going to Disneyland. I'd like to take my kids on a trip. The other two are thinking, come on, Thermire, we need some more cash here. Our project is failing. So in some cases, we'll have cash call provisions that can require a shareholder to contribute money. And if they don't, there could be a punitive consequence. Maybe they could be bought out at some lesser value as a penalty. This is a very important kind of concept, because otherwise you can't force a shareholder to give money to the corporation. We can all sit and stare at one another and say, yes, this corporation really is failing, isn't it? Wow, look at that. It's only through this type of agreement that we can deal with that. Shotgun clause is another type of provision where there's, for example, 2 owners, Tom and Bob. It usually allows either one of us to end the relationship at any time for any reason, even a happy one, typically at fair market value. And so, that can be useful. It doesn't apply to all circumstances. There could be a situation where someone is a key man or the other one is unequal resources. But it's often a very common provision that you'll see that allows a buy and sell for someone to end the relationship, again, even for a happy reason. But it's sort of like a button to press to bring it to an end. Rights of first refusal are very popular. So no one can sell their shares to some undesirable third party without offering them to the existing shareholders first. Again, very important. You don't want to be told, by the way, I sold my shares to, this crazy guy, and good luck to you. That can be quite a problem. Piggyback clauses, very common if there's multiple shareholders. So, for example, if there's Tom, Bob, and Sam, if the majority of the shareholders wish to sell, so maybe 2 out of 3 want to sell, and I'm the one who doesn't, I don't want to be left behind, I can't or won't buy them out, then I will piggyback on their transaction, and I'll require their buyer to buy me out as well on the same terms and conditions. So there's no gains, there's no unfairness, but I'm not going to be left behind. I'm going to piggyback on their transaction. The drag along is slightly similar in the sense that the majority of the people want to sell, the minority does not. They can drag that person along and force them to sell to the purchaser on the same terms and conditions. So, the buyer doesn't want to be left behind with Weirdo Tom. The buyer wants the whole company, and so they can require me to sell.